All right, welcome back. We're going to go through one of the last steps on the steps to launch checklist for edit pages. Now, if you click on this item, it'll give you two buttons, view all pages and manage redirections. The view all pages will take you here. So this is where we have a lot of different pages, kind of prompting you or suggesting that you create content in some of these areas. Some of these pages already have content. Some of them, a lot of them do not. Some of them are designed to redirect to external resources. So for example, the Republican platform, you can put that on your website, but I believe this template is currently set to redirect people from the page on your website to the state party resource for the Republican platform. So for example, let's click on view and notice how it changed the link to secureservercdn.net. And that is taking you to the Republican Party platform that is listed on their server. So that's an example of a page that is redirecting. There are a lot of pages here that are redirecting to other resources. Now, that's why I've got manage redirections as an option or a button in the pages section. So let's look at redirections. So this right here is where we have redirections set up, and this is where you can set up other redirections. So notice how if you're on the party resources page, we've got a page for party resources right here. If I hover over view or just click quick edit, notice how party resources is the permalink, or the slug is sometimes how it's called. If you hover over view, in the bottom left corner down here, you'll see the link. So it's currently county.idgop.org/about/party-resources. So I can right click and say, copy this link address. And if I want to redirect party resources to, let's say, the state party website to one of their resources pages, I can go to the redirects, and you can also get there through tools and then redirection, not redirection manager, redirection. This is an SEO plugin option. We're using this. This is more powerful. All right, so you can say add new redirection, and we're going to say the source. This is the page that people are going to hit or visit, and then maybe we want to redirect them just to the home page of the website. Maybe for some reason that content isn't ready. You want to temporarily redirect them to a different page until that content is ready. I would say just mark it as draft or remove it. But if you want to use a redirect instead, you can say this is a temporary redirect. We're redirecting from this place to that, and you simply hit add. So let's just push enter. And I believe that added it. No, I put it in the wrong place. Learn from my mistakes. You want target URL, and then you can click add redirect. All right, so really the three things that you need to do when you're setting up a redirect: source URL, target URL, and redirect type. You want it to be temporary. Unless you really want it to be permanent, then you can use a 301 or a 308. But in most cases, you want it to be a temporary redirect. Temporary just means when search engine bots are crawling your website, and let's say Google's search engine robot crawls your website and notices that a page redirected to a different page, they're going to ask your site, is this a permanent redirect or is this temporary? Should I crawl this again later and look for different content? If you say temporary, then you're telling the search engines to come back later check again and see if the content has been changed. If you say permanent, then you're basically telling them, hey, it's always going to redirect to this other place. So that will affect what shows up in search results. That's more information than you really need to know, but if you're like me, you want to understand why we're choosing temporary versus permanent. All right, so that's how you set up a new redirect. If you have a current redirect, such as we've got a page for voter FAQ. So we've got a page for voter frequently asked questions. If I hover over view, look at the URL down in the bottom left corner, it's /resources/voter-FAQ. If I click on that, it's actually going to redirect us to the Valley County, Idaho elections frequently asked questions page. If that's not where you want people to go when they visit this page, which if you're not Valley County, this is not where you want to send people, you need to manage the redirect. So right here where it says /resources/voter-FAQ, you can disable that if you want to use, if you want to create your own content on the page for voters frequently asked questions. But if you're, let's say your county government website already has a page for elections and frequently asked questions, or you want to send people to like vote, I think it's voteidaho.gov. Yeah, I think that's the site. Let me just check real quick. Voteidaho.gov. Notice how we've got register to vote, redirecting to voteidaho.gov. So a lot of these pages are actually redirecting to other sites or other pages even. The way you can figure out if they're redirecting is you can hit view and see if it redirects, or you can look at this redirection list. It used to be more simple. I'd had a plugin that just showed you on this page if it was redirecting, and if so, where. But that plugin was insecure. It made the website vulnerable to hackers, and so I needed to delete that. And now I'm using a plugin I'm a little bit less excited about, but it's safer. So you have to do a little bit more digging to find those redirections. Notice how the media page is redirecting to about. The bylaws page was redirecting to about, but we disabled it. You can re-enable that by clicking enable, or you can disable it again. The mission and beliefs page is redirecting to about. History is redirecting to about. Elections is redirecting to a different website. So you really want to, I should have said this from the beginning. What you're trying to do when you are going through this step is you're figuring out which of these pages are we going to use as our county, as our central committee. Anything that you don't want to use, you can mark it, you can go to quick edit and just mark it as draft or pending review. These are two versions of draft. Draft means there's still work that needs to be done on it. Pending review means it's not ready to be shown to the public, but we feel pretty good about where the content is at. So you can manually mark each of these pages based on whether you feel the page is ready. If you don't know if it's ready, just click view, go look at it and see if you like what it says. And if you don't, you probably need to spend some time editing that content. And you can either mark it as draft until the content is ready, or you can leave it published and just not show anyone your website until the content looks good, and leave those pages published in the meantime. So you want to make sure that pages that you're not using are in draft or pending review, pages that you are using are published, and that redirections are set up in all of the right places and turned off in all of the other places that you don't want people to be turned off in all of the places you want people to actually see your page for that content. Hopefully that helps. Give me feedback if this tutorial was a little too confusing, or ask someone else on your team if they want to go through the video and do this step for you. Redirections are a little bit more complicated for someone who isn't as comfortable with technology. It's not as intuitive as the rest of the work that you need to go through to set this up. And it's probably going to take you some time to go through each of these pages and figure out, do we want to add content to this page? Do we want to not use this page at all and mark it as draft so it doesn't even show up? Or do we want to use this page but redirect it to a different resource, either on our website or an external website? That's really what you're trying to figure out as you go through this step. And that is a lot of that is going to fall on your central committee to decide, well, how do we want to use this website? Which pages are important to us? So go through those steps and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Good luck, guys.